Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I believe I'm audible. If I'm not, then please do let me know on the comment section. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Great. So thank you so much for creating time to join us today. As you're aware, today's session is about informing you on the UK Kenya AI Challenge Fund that was recently launched. So by introduction, my name is Wilfred Olwach. I am an advisor on emerging tech for development at the British High Commission here in Nairobi. And I'd like to just thank you so much for creating time. I believe you'll find this session quite useful, and it would eventually help you as you submit your expression of interest. So given that we are a little late, I know we were supposed to start at 12:30, but with the technology, sometimes things happen. But I'm happy that we are able to join the call, and now we are live. So with that said, I'll just go through the document based on what we shared, take you through it, and then if you do have questions, please ensure that you let us know of the questions that you have so that we can answer them. So I'm going to share my screen and just take you through the document. First, let me locate where it is. Okay. Okay, so just 1 minute as I project my screen. All right, so I will go through this document as okay, so just checking in case there are any comments, please do feel free to leave out any comments you have. I'll be following that and also trying to respond to your questions. So, of course, this document went out officially on the 17th April of 2025. So that was last month. We expect that you will have submitted your expression of interest if you're interested by the 18th of this month. So you have roughly about 16 days. The reference, of course, is indicated. So we start by introduction. So just to give you some background is that through the High Commission, the UK has been supporting Kenya in various AI initiatives. This is just to ensure that we are able to push in efforts to strengthen the AI ecosystem. And we do this through the 3 different levels of AI implementation. So that is whether it's on development, whether it's on deployment, or whether it's in use. So we'd like to support that. And our objective is to ensure that within those 3 categories, then we inculcate ethical and responsible use of AI, deployment of AI, and development of AI. So in that objective of trying to support the AI ecosystem, the British High Commission here in Nairobi launched this initiative called the UK Kenya AI Challenge Fund. Ideally, it supports through funding various AI use cases done by Kenyans and targeting Kenyans so that these use cases are able to prove a concept about the AI solution they have. This started late last year. So that is when we had the first round. We were able to support 11 use cases. If you're interested in knowing which use cases these are, again, I'll be able to share them, and you can go through the list of 11 use cases that we have so far supported. That first phase kicked off in October, November of last year, and it's been running through to March of this year. So it runs through to March because the UK government's financial year runs from April to March the following year. So that said, it means that now in April last month, UK government started its financial year. So that is why we had the launch of the Challenge Fund again in April. But ideally, that is the background to this concept. And we look at supporting various innovations. And this year we are aligning it actually with the recently launched AI strategy for 2025-2030. In that, if you look at the sectors we are supporting, if you look at the objective, which is ideally ensuring that AI digital infrastructure is developed. The second objective is around the data ecosystem, and the third one is around AI research and innovation. So those are the three areas that we hope this AI challenge fund that we are issuing will be able to support. So if we look at the objective of this AI challenge fund, it has 5. So the first one is to support the development and scaling of AI solutions with high social and economic impact in line with the Kenyan AI strategy. So I think that I've mentioned. The solutions have to be able to provide both social and economic impact, and that impact has to be in line. Our guiding document here is the AI strategy. The second objective is to be able to foster relationship and collaboration between Kenya and the UK in line of AI innovators, AI researchers, AI research institution, as well as industry partners. So this is very, very important. That's why within the document on the later stages, you'll find that one of the conditions for you to be able to access this grant, if you're successful, is to ensure that your proposal has a partnership with a UK institution or researcher, depending. The third one is strengthening local AI capacity by providing funding, mentorship, and technical assistance. So again, this one is majorly picked from our learnings running the first AI Challenge Fund. On the first one, we were only able to provide the funding, but we understand that that might not be enough. So on this second phase, we'll also be incorporating the funding with mentorship as well as technical assistance. The fourth objective is to promote responsible and ethical AI development, deploy, and usage. So as you understand, AI is a very good tool when also used positively. So what we'd like to inculcate within the Kenyan ecosystem is to ensure that the AI use cases that we are deploying are able to demonstrate both ethical and responsible use of this technology. The fifth one is to foster cross-border knowledge exchange between UK and Kenya. We understand that, of course, there are things that the UK can learn from Kenya, and equally, there are things that that Kenya can learn from the UK. So we'd like to foster that collaboration and make it easier for that to happen. So ideally, those are the 5 reasons, or those are the 5 objectives behind this AI Challenge Fund. Then we look at focus sector. Of course, this is extracted from the AI strategy, Kenya's AI strategy 2025-2030. There are about 10 focus areas that the strategy thinks should be a focus area. So the first one is around agriculture and food security. We have healthcare and biotechnology. We have financial services. We have education and skills development. We have smart cities and urban development. We have MSMEs, or micro, small, and medium enterprises. We have security and public safety. we have public sector service delivery, we have creative economy and media, we have climate action and environmental sustainability. So all these are sectors that we'd like to support within this AI Challenge Fund. And therefore, if you are an innovator, a researcher, or an industry player using or leveraging AI technology within either of these 10 sectors, then of course you are highly recommended to put in your proposal or your bid. Again, if you'd like to understand more about these sectors, I'd refer you to the Kenya AI Strategy 2025-2030. If you read it, then you'll be able to understand how best you fit within these sectors. So that said, we move to now the eligibility criteria. It's something that I've already alluded to. And of course, we've been getting some questions around, I am an individual, do I qualify? I have a use case, do I qualify? So how will you know that you are qualified is going through this document under eligibility criteria. And the first thing is that this call is open to individual entrepreneurs, innovators, as well as researchers, okay? So you might want to apply this as an individual level. You can either be an entrepreneur, an innovator, or a researcher. But of course, we'd like to support entities or individuals that are legally established. So in as much as you can apply as an individual, make sure that we are able to see a relationship between you as an individual with an enterprise or an innovation or a research. Okay, so please ensure that you're able to demonstrate that. If you're an individual who is applying as a business, definitely we need to see some documentation that you are a legal entity in Kenya. If you're a researcher, then we need to demonstrate, you need to demonstrate that either you are still a researcher at the university or you are a researcher established in a university or an institution. Please do ensure that you're able to demonstrate that. The second thing is around AI startups, SMEs, and entrepreneurs registered and operating in Kenya. So again, points back to the first point that I mentioned. You might want to apply to this as an individual. You could also want to apply as an entity. So in this case, a startup, an SME, or an entrepreneur. So just make sure that you have your registration documents in order. So that we're able to ascertain that, yes, you are registered in Kenya and you are allowed to operate in Kenya. The third one is research institutions, universities, and universities that engage in AI research as well as development. So whether it's a TVET institution, whether you are a university or a research institution, then again, there's an opportunity for you to be able to apply. And of course, just as the first two, if you do this as an institution, a research institution or a university, then we'll also ask you to demonstrate that linkage. Number 4 is an AI-focused innovation hub or incubator supporting AI talent and solutions. So again, just as the first 3 points, you might want to do this as a startup or an innovation hub. We understand that there are quite a number of innovation hubs supporting innovation across the country. So again, you do have this opportunity to apply to this funding. And again, we'll be able to expect that you showcase some level of registration and operation in Kenya. And then the last bit is that maybe you are working in a segment, but the solution that you work on cuts across multiple segments and you'd like to approach it with expertise. So that would mean that you form a consortium, okay? So again, this is still open to consortia. You can come up as a group of either companies, entrepreneurs, SMEs, research institutions or universities and put in a bid for this expression of interest. So I believe that is very, very clear in terms of who can apply to this funding. Again, that you'll find on our second page of the expression of interest. And then, so once you meet that eligibility criteria, and you already have a solution that would be able to fit within the sectors that we are looking at, leverages technology, AI technology, then what do you need to submit? And again, this is a question that has been coming up a lot. So first of all, we don't have a template that you'll use to submit your work. You need just to follow this document here and work on an application as best as you know it. So in terms of what you must demonstrate when you're submitting your expression of interest is that the first thing, you have to be very, very clear. So provide a clear and innovative AI solution that addresses a specific challenge in the area of focus, or the focus areas, the 10 focus areas within the AI strategy, the Kenyan AI strategy. So ensure that you're able to make it clear that this solution that I'm offering or that I'm proposing supports a sector, let's say agriculture, food security, access to public service, or public service delivery, or maybe it promotes or supports climate actions and all that. So make sure that your proposal is able to demonstrate that. Okay. The second thing that is very, very important is that you have to demonstrate either an existing partnership or a potential partnership with an institution in the UK. Okay. Of course, you'll highlight that. It would be good to show that we are applying for this. We don't have an existing partnership agreement already, but this is someone we are speaking with and they're interested. Okay, because once you've shown that, if it's a partnership that is not ready, then if your solution is successful, we might be able to support you in terms of ensuring that there is a working relationship in terms of an agreement or an MOU between you and that institution in the UK. But that point is very, very important. You must demonstrate a UK institution as a partner for the proposal you submit. The third thing is a potential for scalability and sustainability of the proposed solution. This should have come out clearly post the funding cycle, demonstrating a concise plan to scale and sustain your solution. So again, this is also a very, very important point. When you put in your proposal or your document, ensure that you are able to think ahead past the funding. If you're successful, what would you be doing? What is your strategy around sustaining this solution as well as making it scalable? Okay, so that should come out very, very clearly once you have the funding. Once the funding ends, then what is your plan past that? What we've seen is, of course, we are within this ecosystem, so we understand what happens. Sometimes people are always on the lookout of funding. So you get, maybe today it's the UK Kenya AI Challenge Fund that is out. You put in the same solution, maybe change a few things like the name and then all that, and then apply, you get the funding, you deliver on the solution. After that, you put it in a shelf, wait for another organization to put up a bid in terms of funding, and then you do the same thing. So what we'd like to do for you to qualify for this is to ensure that you're able to demonstrate the potential of scalability as well as sustainability of your solution. That said, we move to the fourth thing, is alignment with the objectives of the Kenya AI Strategy 2025-2030. Again, on this, you'll have to demonstrate how your solution aligns to that strategy because, as I mentioned earlier, our work is to support, strengthen the AI ecosystem in Kenya. And one of the guiding documents in that endeavor is this strategy document. So again, if you're not familiar with it, I'll be able to share a link for you to be able to access it. But it's very, very important that you demonstrate that in your application. The fifth thing is commitment to ethical AI practices as well as data protection standards. So again, as we are aware, this technology relies heavily on data. and data can both be general that public can use as well as personal, depending on what your solution is addressing. Since it's leveraging on AI technology, ensure that you are committed to those practices in terms of ethical around the solution that you're providing, as well as if it's leveraging on data, what are the data protection standards that you're putting in place. For this, a good place to start with would be to familiarize yourself with the ODPC, Office of the Data Protection Commissioner here in Kenya, understand the rules and regulations around it, as well as the guidelines that they issued around AI technology deployment. The sixth is what you need to demonstrate within your application is that within the AI pillars, so here we look at AI technology as a combination of different facets. So these facets are around data, they're around algorithm, they're around compute power, they're around talent, and finally they're around governance. So again, also demonstrate to us within your solution, so which component are you addressing? Is it maybe access to data that is AI ready? Is it maybe improving an existing algorithm to fit our local context, understanding that maybe most of us would access this solution, AI solutions, from low-powered devices. So you're working on algorithms that can ensure that they're able to optimally run on our low-powered machines. Are you looking at compute? Are you providing a solution around compute? Are you providing solution around talent, or are you providing a solution around governance? So again, in your application, please do mention which of these five pillars your solution is addressing. It must not necessarily be one. It can be a combination of maybe data, talent, and governance, algorithms, talent, and compute power. But please, you know your solution best, so help us to understand by demonstrating that connection. Okay, so that's on the application, what you need to demonstrate within your application. And then now we come to, so what do you need to submit to us? So if you're interested, then there are a couple of things that will require from you to submit. Number one is a cover letter. So what would this cover letter entail? Whether you're applying as an individual or you're applying as an entity, then your cover letter should give us a brief introduction about the applicant. So in this case, whether it's an individual or an organization, okay? If it's an organization, it's very good to also demonstrate who are within your team. Do they have the capabilities or the expertise? So give a short profile about your team. If you are applying as an individual, when you're doing the introduction, give a little bit of what are the expertise that you bring to the table that makes you think that you'll be able to deliver on this proposal that you are bidding for. And also put in your contact information. So in this case, if you're applying as an individual, do put in your contact information. If you're applying as a consortium, also put in your contact information. And this would also go back to when we were talking about eligibility criteria or what you need to demonstrate. We said you need to demonstrate a partnership with the UK. So this is a good point to also introduce that I'm working with this partner. These are their expertise, or this is the potential partner that we are thinking of working with, in as much as we don't have an agreement already in place, but we have already started discussions. Our engagements are ongoing, and here is the contact information. So it would be good to demonstrate that. Again, when you are working on this, please ensure that you're able to demonstrate as much as you can, so that there is no doubt in the minds of those who will be reviewing your application. So that's the first thing that you have to do. The second thing is on the project concept. So what is it that you'd like to get support from to be able to deliver. So ensure that you give a concise description of AI solution, the target challenge, the objectives, the implementation plan, as well as the expected outcomes. So I believe that is very, very clear on the solution that you expect or that you are proposing. Give a little description about it. Whom are you targeting? What is the challenge? What are the objectives that you'd like to achieve? What is the plan that you have in place in terms of achieving this, as well as the expected outcome? And I'll connect this point to something that we'll look at the end, which was a note at the end of this document, is that our implementation period, if you successful and you get this funding, ideally it should run from July of this year all through to February of next year. Okay, so that is the window that you should be working with. You should not submit something that is 3 years, 4 years. That won't work because, as I mentioned earlier when we were starting, the funds that support this are from the UK government, and their funding cycle starts from April all through to March the following year. So again, when you're working on your document, as you share your implementation plan, make sure that it's something that is within that time frame. Of course, expected outcomes. So ideally looking at it in terms of impact. So what would be the impact if you're able to prove this concept? The third thing that you also need to indicate is either the organization or individual profile. So again, background information, if you are doing it as an individual or if you are doing it as a group of people or institution, give a brief background information. So what have you been able to do? And this background information should ideally speak to what we are trying to do here, which is supporting a use case, an AI use case. So demonstrate that in the past, you have been able to maybe achieve this in line with AI, either deployment, development, or use of the technology. And then the fourth thing that you need to demonstrate or you need to have is details of any or potential collaborating partner from the UK, and they are all in the project. This should include a brief description of the potential or the UK partner's profile, relevant expertise, as well as the level of engagement, and then the areas of collaboration or partnership. So if you have a partner in the UK, or there is a potential partner that you are trying to seal from the UK, please indicate a brief description about them, okay? And then how they come in. So when they come into your proposal, what expertise are they bringing to the table? Also, you're able to reinforce that expertise that you mentioned in relationship to the previous project or assignments that they have undertaken. So majorly, that's what will require you to submit. You can either do 4 documents, or you can have a single document that captures all these 4 things within your proposal. Okay, so I believe up to that point, everything is clear. So moving on, we'll look at the available funds. So again, another question which has been coming up. I don't understand why it does. Seems probably people are not reading. But if you look at this document, it's explicitly mentioned. So application requests for funding are within the range of 1 million to 2 million Kenya shillings. There are people who will ask whether it's USD or it's pounds. It's explicitly mentioned that it's in Kenya shillings. So again, as you are working on your document, as you submit it, understand that that is the level of financial support range that we are working with. Okay. Again, refers back to the introduction of the document. We are looking to support early stage. So if you are a solution that is looking to massively scale, then potentially this might not be funding that you're looking for. You might need to look at higher target or higher ticket fundings. But I think that is very, very clear. So depending on the scope of the project scope and scalability, Okay. Final amounts will be determined based on project strength, budget justification, and alignment with the strategic priority. So ideally, the strategic priority are just within what I've mentioned earlier, what you need to consider when you're applying. Okay, so again, I believe that is very, very clear. So what is the format that we expect you to submit your documents in? Try to maintain up to 5 pages. It should not exceed 5 pages, okay? So that would include things like annexes. So if you'd like to put in annexes, in this case, it would be good that you just share URLs that can then lead to us seeing any of the annexes you have, as opposed to bumping them up in a single document. So that might not be efficient. So make sure that at least your document at least or at most covers 5 pages. If you can do one and you're able to demonstrate everything I've spoken about, well and good. Okay. So the other thing is the font that you are advised to use, Aptos or Arial. If you look at your Microsoft Word application, you'll be able to find this font. The recommended size is 11. Space between line is single. Okay. The submission of this expression of interest should be in PDF format, and it's done via email, which is indicated with the subject. Again, subject is also indicated. It should be expression of interest submission, AI Challenge Fund 2025 hyphen name of the applicant. So name of this applicant should be an individual or the organization. Okay. All right. So I believe again, under the procedure of submitting your application, that is clear. Okay. So I'll speak to evaluation process. So just to mention that, first of all, excuse me. First of all, the evaluation will be done by a committee. It's not, I know my name appears on the document. It will not be me making the decision. There is a committee that will be going through these applications. My work is only to receive the applications and forward them to the committee. So that committee will be tasked to review your application and determine whether you're qualified to go to the next level or not. Whichever the outcome, definitely we do appreciate your effort to work on the document. I know it takes time, so it will be very, very necessary that we appreciate your time, the time that you've taken. If you're not successful, it doesn't mean that your solution is bad. It only means that the applications that were received were a little higher in terms of being aligned with the priorities. So take it positively with whichever the outcome, but of course we do encourage you to submit in your application. So what will we be able to use to review your application? Number one is the innovation and the originality. So ensure that the proposal you're putting in, there is something new in terms of originality. It's an original idea. Please don't copy paste something that has worked somewhere and then just paste it as a proposal. Of course, they always say there's nothing new under the sun, but that does not prevent you from being unique and having something new. You can infuse whatever has been done, pick here, pick there, and all that, but make sure that it's there is some innovationness as well as originality of your idea. So novelty of the AI solution and its approach to addressing the identified challenge. So we'll use that as an evaluation criteria for the applications that will come through. The second thing that will also come into play when we are reviewing your bids is the impact potential. So you might have a very, very good solution, but if you look at the impact, maybe impacts just a few people. On the other hand, you'd also find a solution that is very, very good in terms of concept, and also if you look at the kind of impact it can create, then it's a huge impact. So again, we will use that criteria to evaluate your application. As I said, ensure that you're able to demonstrate this within your application. If I just go back and look at what you need to demonstrate within your application, if you look at number, which one was it? Number 3, the bit about scalability and sustainability. So if you're able to show that, please do show it, and it should come out very, very clearly. The third thing is its feasibility. So what is the possibility that whatever you are giving as a proposal can actually work? So what is the practicality of implementation, including the technical and financial viability? So please do show that within your proposal, because we will be awarding you marks based on its feasibility. The other thing is around scalability and sustainability. So the potential of a solution to be scaled or replicated in other contexts, and its sustainability plan post the funding. So again, make sure that this comes out very, very clearly, since it will be used as an evaluation criteria. The fifth thing is alignment with the national AI strategy, Kenyan AI strategy to be specific. So consistency with the goals and the pillars of Kenya's AI strategy 2025-2030. Again, free advice is that make sure that you've also gone through that document so that you understand what it speaks to, and then you can be able to align your strategy or your proposal to be able to fit or address some of the challenges identified or potential areas identified within that strategy. So yeah, those are mainly the main things that we will be considering when looking at your bid to determine whether it moves to the next level or not. So I believe that is very, very clear. I'll then go to important dates. I'm sure you are aware of this. So as mentioned, this was released on the 17th of April 2025, goes for a month. So we'll be closing the rounds on the 18th of May 2025 at 23:50 hours. So that is just before midnight of the 19th. Okay, and then the committee will then evaluate your bids, and we will be able to communicate the shortlisting. So in this case, those who are progressing to the next stage and those who are not able to make it to the next stage, we should be able to communicate that latest by the 31st of May. You might get it earlier, but we promise that we'll be able to deliver that communication by the 31st of May. The other thing is that once that evaluation has been done and you're shortlisted, in other words, moving to the next stage, then we will immediately ask you to now submit a full proposal. Again, there will be guidelines around how that is done, and that should be done by the 18th. Not the 18th, the 8th, which is a Sunday of June 2025. Okay, so we believe that this solution or this proposal that you are putting in, it's something that you've already considered, and you have details around it. So once you are successful within the first round, then we ask you for a submission of the next documents. We believe that there will be something, things that are ready, and they're not things that are out of ordinary. So please do make sure that you have that information ready and submit it by the 8th of June. So once you submit your document, then the committee again will go into the process of evaluating that second phase. Again, I'll be able to share the criteria when that time comes. But our hope is that you're able to get feedback by the 30th of June 2025, so that from July, then you are now all systems go. You can start implementing your solution. I believe those dates are quite noted. So I'll go to the next thing, which is contact information. Of course, we can read through that. No need to go through them. As we finish, just some highlight is that this expression of interest does not constitute solicitation. Okay, so the British High Commission reserves the right to charge or cancel the requirements at any given time during the expression of interest and or by solicitation process. Okay, submitting a response to this expression of interest that not automatically guarantee that the applicant will be selected and participant in the subsequent stages in the selection process. So I believe that is clear. As I've mentioned, there's a process that is in place, which means, first of all, we accept we receive your expression of interest, we pass it over to a selection committee, which then uses this criteria to scale or to gauge your interest, and then after that, a decision is made. Okay. The final things to note is that number one, ensure that all submissions are there to the guideline provided. So ideally what I've shared earlier, if you do late or incomplete submissions, then those are automatically rejected or not considered. The other thing is that participating in this expression of interest, applicants acknowledge and agree to the terms and conditions outlined herein. So ideally what I've mentioned earlier. And then the third thing is implementation of successful bid must be completed by the 28th February 2026. Again, just to reinforce the point that I had mentioned earlier, is that our funding cycle normally goes from April all through to March. So our expectation is that you start from July and you proceed with it up to latest February 28th. So by February 28th, the whole of March is just getting your documents, reviewing them, writing reports and all that. But you should be able to have completed your work by February the 28th, 2026. All right, so I believe that is good information that we have shared. So I'll just go through the comment section. Seeing your comments. Okay, John Masharia saying that I'm audible. Thank you. Could you kindly record this? Yes, I believe it's recorded and it's also live on LinkedIn, so you should be able to look at it after this. There is Joe Nyaga, kindly share the supported cases. Sure thing, Joe. Let me, okay, sure thing. I'll drop this on the comment section. As I mentioned, there are 11 use cases that we have already supported. How can I respond to this? Yes, I'll just have, let me see how I'll put this on the chat. Okay, so I'm not sure how I'll do that, but Joseph Nyaga, that is, I've noted your question, and definitely I'll see how to reach out to you on that. But I believe that you are watching this from LinkedIn. So below that comment, I mean on the comment section, I'll be able to also respond to these questions. So please, after this, just go to that LinkedIn document or LinkedIn profile, and you'll be able to see the response to that. But I'll share those 11 use cases. Isaac Owor, where can this document and application materials be found? Again, Isaac, I'll share a comment under the comment section on where you can find this, but I'm the one who is hosting this live. So again, if you look at my profile, I think it's the second last post I did. Second last or third last post I did. You should be able to find that document. Okay, but just make sure that after this, you check the comment section of this live stream. I'll put in that document nevertheless. You mentioned partnerships with the UK. How does this work? Okay, so the partnership with the UK institution ideally is either an individual who can be a researcher, an entrepreneur, or a part of a research institution in the UK who would help you to validate your solution or implement your solution, okay? So what we are trying to do here is bring that linkage in terms of knowledge exchange as well as partnership with the UK institutions, Kenyan UK institutions. So if within your solution you have had engagement with partners or maybe institutions or individuals in the UK, and you feel that they can be able to support you in this, and you've already started those discussions or you have an existing agreement, then do mention to them that you are putting in a bid for this and that they will they can accept to help you within the process. And that help can be in form of just validating your solution or your use case, or supporting you with either technical bits of your solutions. Maybe there are people who are good in, if you're looking at data, they can help you structure data so that you make it machine ready and use it to support your solution, depending on how you agree with them or what level that you want with them to come in. So that is how that would work. Ronald Wekesa Wafula, the ticket size is 1M to 2M USD ama KS. Again, Ronald, this is in Kenya shillings. If you refer to the expression of interest document that is out, that is what is indicated. Okay, John Wabwire Shikuku, how many solutions are you supporting as already applied? I'm not sure what the question is, but if you are asking what we were able to support within the first phase of this challenge fund, we supported 11 use cases. Again, I'll link that to the comment section here so that you can look at it. If you are asking about those that we are going to support, if you look at the document, it says that the final decision will be made once that is done, okay? Chandi Tome, thank you for the thumbs up. Kevin Opudo, thank you for the thumbs up. There's a LinkedIn user here without a name. Please repeat on the points about AI pillars. So as I mentioned, we look at AI, of course it's a technology, but it's supported by various facets. We classify those facets into 5 categories. So the first one is around data. We know that AI cannot work without data. We talk about talent. You need talent, those who are able to program, whether they're machine learning expert, data scientists, and all that. So there's the bit of talent. There's the bit of governance. There is the bit of compute power. Okay, and the final bit is around algorithms. So if you talk about data, it's all about where is the data coming from, the data that you use to run your machines or that you train your machines on and all that. If you talk about talent, what is the profile in terms of talent? They can be developers, they can be UI, UX designers, they can be security specialists, they can be policy makers. So it's a whole spectrum of talent that you can look at. Again, if you'd like to understand more, it's also referenced within the AI strategy, so please do look at it. But that's just a general overview of what talent is involved in AI space. We also talk about algorithms. So these are what some people also refer to as models. So these models that you are working with, how do you develop them? There are things that go around optimizing models, making sure that they are as efficient as possible. There are also discussions around making models, because we know it consumes a lot of power. So how can you be able to make models that can work within our context? And I say our context here, basically referring to Kenya, knowing that some of us will be able to access these solutions using maybe mobile devices that might not be as powerful as we thought. So how are you able to work within the algorithms perspective? What are the innovations that are coming around that to make it as accessible as possible? You've also spoken about governance. So you talk about it comes along with what are the ethical standards, what are the AI standards. If you look at Kenya Bureau of Standards, they've developed an AI standard that is coming out shortly. So look at what they are saying about standards. You look at the data protection regulations and policies around. So you refer to ODPC office for that. You can also talk about governance framework, if there are legal compliances that you need to adhere to. So for instance, if you're working on a health product, then there is a digital health bill that is out. So just ensure that you acquaint yourself with all those. So putting all those governance aspects together, they definitely play a part in the technology, AI technology. And then the last thing is about compute power. As we understand, the algorithms, for them to run, they require a lot of compute power. So again, how is that addressed? Again, please do refer to the AI strategy for additional context to that. But I believe the LinkedIn user that asked about repeating the points around AI pillars, that is addressed. And then Charlene Jepkosgei, should the UK partner be institution only or also individual in the UK who would be considered? Yes, we'll consider both, an institution, an entity, or an individual. But just as I said earlier, we will need you to demonstrate their legitimacy or their credibility. Okay, so you can be working. So for instance, the previous AI challenges that we have supported, the 11 of them, there are some where an individual researcher was able to support, an individual consultant was able to support. Okay, but if you're looking at it from a partnership perspective, then ensure that that individual, we are able to his or her credibility can be verified from a UK point of view. Okay. The next one is Sherifa Abdel Baki. Greetings from Algeria. Share the recording. Sure thing. Abdelaki will do that, and thanks for tuning in. James Muraguri, I believe I read your name correctly. Is it a must to demonstrate potential partnership with a UK partner? Yes, it is, James. If you don't have that, then unfortunately, we won't accept your application to proceed. So it's a must. Robert Gateru, you mentioned that the entire document should be 5 pages, yet the call document says that the concept note itself is the one not exceeding 5 pages or less, excluding annexes. Please clarify. So I'm not sure where this is coming from, but I'll again present that document. All right, so let me just try and locate it. Okay. All right, so this is the document, and it should be under the guidelines. Where is that? Okay. Yeah, I wanted to point out that point of 5 pages. Where was it? Okay. All right. I think that's fine. Just please ensure that it's 5 pages, because I believe that is the main. That is the main point. If you look at the others, it's about a profile, a cover letter, the organization. I doubt if you'll need even 2 pages to do that. But that's the main thing. Please make sure that you are able to keep it as short and sweet as possible. So I believe that addresses your question. Was that? Yes, I believe that addresses your question, Robert. Chandarika, how many solutions will be chosen? Again, I've tried to address that. We'll try as much as we can to surpass what we supported last year. But of course, we'll share that information once it's readily available. John Buarire Shikuku, will you take like 2 or 3 innovators in this call? Again, John, thanks for the question. We have shared the criteria, so just make sure that you adhere to that criteria and that your solution is as you put in a good case, in other words. Again, we applied 3 of us in this. I'm not sure which. Okay. But anyway, John, just make sure that you put in a good case for your solution and follow the criteria that we have shared. Wahito, could you please expound on the individual applicant and what they must demonstrate? Thanks for that, Wahito. So when we talk about individual applicants, it means that, remember there was a requirement that it needs to demonstrate existence and operations in Kenya. Okay, so just mirroring that to an individual, you will be applying as an individual, yes, but you need to be affiliated to either an organization, a research institution. Okay, so if let's say today I work at the British High Commission and I wanted to submit this application, then of course I'll submit the application as an individual, in other words, as Wilfred, but I also need to demonstrate that I'm not just a floating individual. In a way, I'm attached to an institution, in as much as the institution is not making the application. Again, this is just to ensure that the credibility around who you are and your solution. Okay, so knowing that, of course, you are applying as an individual, but you are affiliated or associated to this entity, also puts in credibility in terms of that individual. So when you are making an application, you might want to apply as a student, you might want to apply as someone who's working in an organization, or who is an entrepreneur. Yes, you are allowed to do that, but please do mention that in as much as I am applying as an individual, I'm associated to this institution. Okay. So I believe that responds to you, Wahitu. Cynthia Chebet, did you say there's a template? No, there isn't. We ask you to do this in the best way possible, but just ensure that you adhere to the criteria that we've given. Rose Otieno, can you have a directory of potential partners? For now, not really, but it's something that as we move forward with this challenge fund, we are hopeful that we'll be doing it on an annual basis. And as we do that, we are building a list of potential partners from the UK. So of course, as the pioneers, this might be a little tricky for you, but hopefully we'll make it more easier as days go by or as years go by. So I believe that responds to you, Ross. The second final one is Chandarika. Okay, asked and answered. Okay, thank you for confirming that. The last question is at the bottom of page. Is it at the bottom? I'm not sure, Robert. Maybe if I try to connect to your earlier question. Okay. Bottom of page 3. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, so page 3. Okay. All right. Okay. Your expression of interest should not exceed 5 pages. Okay. So I think, yeah, Robert, it might not be quite clear, but we'll make an excuse if you've already submitted your expression of interest and these 5 things or these 4 things that we ask you for: a cover letter, project concept note, organization or individual profile, partnership, exceed 5 pages, I mean, that would be understandable. But what we can do, and just to make it clear, of course, on this call, and we won't penalize you for that, is that you can decide and have all these 4 things in one document, not more than 5 pages, okay? Or you could just ensure that the project concept note is not more than 5 pages, and then you add in the other details. So we'll still be able to consider that and not penalize you for that. But thanks so much for asking for that clarity. Given that time has gone, I know we started late, but we are now, since we started streaming this, it's now 1 hour, 3 minutes. So I'll handle the final questions. If you still do have any question, please just reach out. We do have our contact information. Just please do reach out. We'll ensure that that is addressed. So Vincent Talks EV says, anyone working on AI challenge in mobility space, connect and inbox so we can further this. So you put in your email address, Mulwamutuku. Yes, it's mulwamutuku@gmail.com. mulwamutuku@gmail.com. So if you are in the e-mobility space, please do connect with Vincent so that you can chat. And I think that's also a good thing, is that what we are trying to do is also to bring people working on the same thing, in this case AI, together. So if you'd like to work to connect with Vincent, do reach out to him. So thank you so much, everyone, for making time to join this call today. I believe it was worth your time, and it has given you clarity, either as you continue to work on your expression of interest, or as you had submitted your expression of interest. If you had already submitted your expression of interest and you realize that there is something that you are not able to do rightly, you are allowed to just go back to the same thread that you had submitted your application and make that correction. As long as you do it within time, then it will be considered. But if it's outside the times that have been indicated in terms of dates, then unfortunately we'll just work with the first one that you submitted within time. So with that said, thank you so much. Our channels of communication still remain available. If you have additional questions, things that we were not able to analyze, ask or maybe respond to, please do reach out to us. And we thank you so much for creating time. All the best in your application if you'll be applying. Let's keep in touch. You might not be interested in applying, but we are all gathered here through the interest of AI. Please, let's keep on engaging, and I wish you all the best and a very good Friday and a great weekend. Thank you so much for your time, and bye-bye.